Indigenous peoples often believe that human beings have two souls. One is the soul of the body, which actually disappears when the body dies, but there's another soul that travels, that goes into other worlds, that goes beyond this worldly existence after the body expires and is conscious. Michael Meade talks about the two agreements of the earthly personality that has to build a life, build an identity, and figure out how it's going to live on earth. And then there's one that he says is connected to a soul mission where some unique and maybe eccentric spirit wants to be expressed through us. And it usually only shows up in midlife after 40 years old. Jung talks about this. Um, well, I am in my mid 80s and I've noticed something interesting happening. And it's just happening. I can't trace it to a source. But there are odd times, unpredictable times, when I just have this feeling of well being. And it's new, it's unusual for me. All of my life, I have had goals and objectives, and I worked diligently, and I wanted to achieve things, and I applied myself, and I I felt energetic and I felt creative, and that was good. But I can't say that I often had this feeling of an inner smile, of a kind of well being at just being alive, just existing. And as I said, I don't know where it comes from. Um, it may come from being my age, having been through a whole life where I feel like I actually did live my life, my real life, and I accumulated things which I ended up giving up, not willingly in the beginning, but the end result was a sense of freedom and a kind of inner relaxation. I am interested in hearing from anyone who might have reflections on this or who has had the same kind of experience. I wonder if it is just due to my age, if this is something people my age naturally come to at a certain point. This is, I've never heard that this is true. What I often hear about people my age is they have a sense of disappointment that they didn't actually do what they came to do. Um, if you do live your real life the best you can with all the stumbles, at least by the time you reach my age, you have a feeling you did the best you could. And if you are able to forgive your transgressions and your mistakes and your stupidities, you release yourself from a lot of inner tension and inner trouble. And I'm thinking that may have something to do with it. But I'd like to hear from anyone who has any reflection about it. All right, something to think about.